As if writing a resume isn't difficult enough, right? It also needs to read well, look good, and of course, work with the applicant tracking systems. When we have to contend with all of these different requirements, it's really easy to make formatting mistakes. Today, I'll cover 10 of the most common resume formatting mistakes and how to fix them. Number 1. Squeezing your margins. I like to go with 1.5 centimeters all the way around. An ample margin provides greater white space, which makes your resume easier to read. Number 2, including your name and contact information in the header portion of your resume. Often the applicant tracking systems can't pick up this section of a document properly. Put your name and contact information in the body of your document. Number 3, incorrectly hyperlinking anything. Oftentimes, if we're not careful and we're hyperlinking text in our resume, instead of pointing to a web page, we end up pointing to something on our hard drive. Or we even point to a dead website because we made a small typo. Always make sure you test your hyperlinks. For instructions on how to hyperlink in your resume, check out my YouTube video on the topic, which provides detailed instructions. I've provided a link to this video in the comments below. Number 4, including any content at all in a text box. Again, applicant tracking systems have a very difficult time reading text boxes. Make sure you write all of the content of your resume in the body of the document. Number 5, using tables to create skill columns. While skill columns work and are a great way to optimize space on your resume, you don't want to use tables. Again, the darn applicant tracking system is finicky and will have trouble reading these tables. Instead, make sure you use the column feature. For instructions on how to create skill columns, I've included a link to a video I created in the comments below. Number 6, gratuitous use of that space bar. I see this commonly when trying to make sure we position our dates correctly on the right-hand side against our right-hand margin. Try as we might to make it consistent every time, this still leads to inconsistent formatting. There's a trick to perfectly aligning your dates on the right-hand margin, and I've created a YouTube video on how to do this very thing. Again, a link to this video is in the comments below. Number 7, not committing to using a full page. Using half of a second page can look like you didn't properly plan your content. Or it can also be indicative that you haven't properly prioritized the accomplishments that you should be highlighting. When you move on to a second page in your resume, make sure you're using that full page. Number 8, too much font variety. Some variety of fonts can work to differentiate, especially between headers, subheaders, and body. But you can definitely go overboard with it quickly, and in doing so, compromise readability of your resume. When in doubt, be conservative with the number of fonts that you use. Number 9, inconsistent space between lines. Spelling and grammar, of course, are very important on your resume, but so is consistent white space. People who review resumes regularly and frequently will notice any discrepancies and inconsistencies with that white space. So make sure that you are always consistent with how much space you put in between lines and show that you do have attention to detail. Number 10, using font colors that are really hard to read. Pastels, light colors, yellow. These are just a few examples of font colors that are really hard to read against a white background. Be careful with color use, and whenever in doubt, you can never go wrong with using black font. What resume formatting questions do you have? Ask them in the comments below. Also, tell me in the comments all your burning questions for resumes, cover letters, LinkedIn, or anything related to job searching. Many of these videos are in response or inspired by viewer questions, so ask away. I post new videos every Tuesday, so if you want to make sure that you're notified about them, connect with me on LinkedIn, subscribe to my YouTube channel, and turn on the bell to get notifications. Follow me on Instagram at Kamara Toffolo. And as always, stay tuned for next Tuesday's Tuesday 10. Thanks for joining.